try out the tent with some wind going on, see what it's like inside. We'll talk about some of the features or why I really like this tent. I think it's going to work well for us. It is really easy to adjust these flaps. Got simple Velcro. It's nice to have the clear plastic. You can roll them up, tie them up, and then when you want to close it up, it's easy to just drop them down, Velcro them up. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. One of the things that I really like about this tent is the window coverings. You can go to full blackout and covering, or you peel back this flap and you've got a clear window so you can get the light but still have some waterproof protection. Or if it's really hot, pull out the next flap and you've got just the screen. So you can adjust the temperature inside really quick, really easy, just by lifting these flaps. These little side ports are for the little AC units or heating units that we always used in the military, but right now this has just kind of been a good ventilation port. Lets the air flow through. Typically we keep them tied up, sealed up. There's also a lot of extra rope and tie downs. If it really got windy, I could put down stakes, run these ropes, and hold this tent to the ground. You can see on this window I've got it rolled up and some air flowing through. It's making it really nice. One of the things that we did was we took these flaps, and these flaps go around all four sides, and we just taken a 2x4 and screwed them to the side of the deck. And what that's going to do is hold that down, and any kind of moisture that runs down the tent is not going to be able to get back underneath and end up on the floor inside the tent. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be. I'm noticing with the wind that it's probably going to be a good idea to strap this thing down. That should keep it from blowing around a little bit better, keep it tight. So as we built this deck for the tent, we went 1 foot on centers. I didn't want the floor to be bouncy. I wanted it to be nice and solid. If I need to take the tent down and store it away for the winter, I can leave this platform out here, let it get snowed on. I also went with a plywood instead of a OSB or a particle board type of material in hopes that it would weather better than other products. In the corners it might be hard to see, but at the base of this leg there's a post that goes down, and we drilled a hole and then we're able to set that post in the hole, and that keeps that corner from moving around or sliding around on us. I've been looking around for some double wall pipe. I'm excited to get the stove set up. It should be really quick and easy, where the tent already has the rubber grommet. We just fold the flat back, stick the double wall pipe through, and seal everything up, and we'll be ready to fire up this wood burning stove, and it'll be probably too hot in here. One thing I'm concerned about is the size of the stove. I worry it might be too big and it's going to cook us out of the tent. On the other hand, I love the option of being able to really stoke this thing up if it's incredibly cold. This little stove is probably going to be too much. Temporarily, we've picked up one of these little Smithfield electric heaters. So when we run an extension cord out here, it's really nice to be able to plug it in and quickly kind of take the chill off of being out here. We've been using cots out here, but I would really like to find a couple of bunk beds. There's plenty of room, there's plenty of headroom for height, and we could get twice as many people in a bunk bed scenario in this tiny space. With this heavy duty canvas, it's all going to be waterproof, but I am concerned about some of the spans and snow loads that we might get. I would like to add some braces across here that would help support snow. So if we get 2 or 3 inches of snow one night on an early fall snowstorm, we're not going to be worried about putting all of that snow load right here. So running a couple more, I don't know what the answer is, maybe 2x4s, maybe some aluminum poles. There's got to be something that would be some inexpensive insurance to help carry that snow load and make sure that we don't get any tears or rips in the tent as the weather starts to get a little colder. It's been really smoky with some of the wildfires that we've had. Typically we get a much better view from the front door of the tent. So I want to talk about the tent versus the yurt. I had an opportunity to spend some time in a yurt at a friend's homestead. You may know Nick and Esther over at Fouch Family Off-Grid. They've spent years in a yurt, and I was really excited about a yurt. But after spending time in their yurt, and then talking to Nick about his yurt and what it took for him to get it and get it built, this was a quicker, faster way for us to get some protection and some living space without all the time, effort, and energy of either building our own yurt or spending the money to purchase a yurt. One of the good things about this is that it's a quick setup. We put this together in one night. Granted, there was like 1,000 guys and we all put it together. But I figured maybe 20 man hours total is what we spent putting this together. So really somebody could build the platform and set up the tent in a weekend and have a place to get in, out of the weather, and get set up and have some really comfortable living conditions really quick. Now, let's talk about some of the drawbacks. One of the things that's great on the Fouch family yurt is that thing can carry some serious snow and they don't have to worry about it. So it's more structurally sound than this tent is going to be, and I am not going to pretend for a minute that this is going to compete structurally as far as carrying a snow load like a yurt is going to carry that snow. But I don't have the price point and I've got the convenience of putting it up very quickly and also having the ability to take it down very quickly. And as winter rolls in and we don't have friends and family coming to visit, we'll probably pack this thing up, put it back in the box, and put it into one of the shipping containers and store it for winter. And then next spring, when things start to thaw out, we'll put the tent back up and we'll have all of this space and access to it for friends, family, whatever. We'll have this living space here on the homestead. So that was kind of our thought. Nick and Esther over at Fouch, they were going to live in that thing full time, and they needed to live in it full time through the winter. So we have a little bit different needs, but this instantly gave us a place to get set up and have a place to stay. And I think it could work for people that want to go out and I want to go build my own place, or I'm building a homestead, or I'm building a cabin, or whatever your scenario is. You buy a piece of property, you pick up some lumber at the hardware store, you pick up the tent at the surplus army place, and you can go out there, build a platform, set up the tent, and in a weekend you have a place to stay on the property, and you can get to work doing whatever it is that you're doing on your property, if that's whatever. And so that was our thought process with this tent, is it's going to give us space, and it's going to be very quick and very convenient, and it'll give us flexibility down the road. I didn't want to invest $6,000 or $8,000 in a yurt, even on the cheap. I mean, if I could just, there was no budget, I won a lottery and I could go to get a yurt, that thing would be $20,000, and I'd probably have another $4,000 or $5,000 in lumber to build a platform to put it on. Yeah, so yurts are a little expensive, but there is a place for yurts. I think if I was further north and closer to the Arctic Circle, and I had no other option but a yurt, as far as carrying the snow load, then for sure I would be out yurt shopping. But I don't plan on keeping this up year round. But that being said, I would really like to try and keep it up year round, just for the naysayers that say that this is a bad idea and this isn't going to work. Worst case scenario, I keep it up all winter. I have a bad winter. I rip some of it. It gets torn. I take it down. I get it repaired. It costs me a few $100s. On the other hand, if we take this thing all winter long and we leave it outside through 6 and 7 foot of snow that we might get this winter, we have to do a little shoveling. We keep the heat on. And it would be a fantastic experiment to let others know that, yes, this tent will work, and at this price point, it can keep you warm and dry all winter long, no matter how much snow comes your way. I don't think that anybody else out there has taken one of these tents and put it through a winter at 7,000 feet in the Rocky Mountains. And for my own information going forward, and to be able to share with all of you guys out there, I think it's going to be a fun experiment. I'm excited to share what we find. I'm excited to learn. We may find that this is a failed experiment, but it may work out. Or we may find that it's just, hey, we set up the tent in the summertime when there's friends and family coming to visit. Or we might find this is a great tent with a little shoveling and keeping the fire going. You can have all of this space all winter long. Be sure to like and subscribe and come along with us, and we'll see how this experiment works out.